I had some neck trauma some years ago through a car accident, and it was, at that time I never put it together, but I started to have some lower back issues and some leg weakness and balance issues. And it was an ongoing problem that continued and increased over the years, and no matter what I tried to do, and I went to various doctors, and no one was ever able to help me reduce those symptoms. So it's something I just lived with for a long time. If you can imagine not being able to balance, walking unsteady, weakness in the legs interferes with any positions that one might have where you're doing public speaking or even supervising staff. It's always an issue. So when you're not feeling well, when you're not able to function normally, you're limited. So I found myself being more and more limited in that way. I went to a couple of different neurologists, and they were trying to isolate the problem, and they tell me what it might be, but it was never really 100% diagnosed. So it was always the type of thing where, well, let's just see what happens. Let's do this test. Let's see what that will give us. And every outcome left me with doubts, and I still felt like I was, having terrible symptoms, and I didn't know what to do about it. And it's just over time. It's just the kind of thing where it's over time, and you try to get used to it. You can't. It interferes with your life, and you make adjustments, and you compensate. And it's just, when you're going through something like this, it's something you learn to adjust to, but you don't want to. So it's a constant struggle. When I started being treated by Dr. Bender, symptoms started to lessen, and I started feeling better. We had a relatively new upright MRI. I think that really helped me the most because he was able to identify where there were some issues within the spinal cord and the head and the neck, and that helped him to isolate the type of treatment that he knew he needed to do. And so that's where the new apparatus came in. It's such a small adjustment that is made with this equipment. I mean, you're talking about maybe hundredths of an inch that the machine is able to adjust the atlas bone in a tiny little way. Tiny increments make huge differences, so much so that I'm not thinking about it. So when you don't think about it anymore, you're seeing changes. The outcome is always you feel better, you're moving better, you're just getting around better. I would highly recommend Atlas Orthogonal to any friend or anybody who happens to approach me, and in fact, and sees me looking and functioning better. That's usually when it comes out. When somebody notices that something's different about you that's positive, they think of where you were before, and they're able to either ask questions or recommend that perhaps somebody talk to me about it, or they have a friend or they have a relative that has had whatever mishap or accident or back problem, whatever. And I get that all the time. So I'm happy to recommend Dr. Bender and his Atlas Orthogonal. I feel better.